Hi guys, Jada Watts, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been before. And today is August the 10th, Thursday, August the 10th, 2017, and today was my weigh-in, end of week 22. I am on a roll. I'm like logging in on the same day, 2 weeks in a row, so maybe I'm getting on track, but shh. Don't tell me, because then I'll blow it. It is pouring down rain outside. I don't know if you can see that, but it is coming down. But anyway, okay, stay focused. So I went to Medi today, and I was just going to cut to it because I want to get to several things. I lost 3 pounds. I am so happy because that was a couple of things. I feel like the last 3 weeks or so I've kind of struggled, not plateauing necessarily. I mean, last week I didn't lose at all. I just lost in my fat percentage, but I didn't lose on the scale. And then the week before, I think I'd lost a couple of pounds, and the week before that, 1.5 pounds. But I've been feeling just yucky. I don't know, kind of bloated and I don't know. I just have not been feeling right in the last month or so. And so I really, really wanted to get past 59.7 pounds, first of all. And so I did that. And so I was super stoked about it. And the other thing, which I kind of find hysterical at the same time, is that I didn't want to be obese anymore. I wanted to just be overweight, and I am. So, yay me! I am finally just overweight. And the even more hysterical thing about that is when I look at where maybe I'm going to go with this, how much longer, and the weight that I think that I want to be at, I'm still going to be overweight. But they have assured me that I shouldn't be looking at those charts, even though they give them to you, that, you have to, how you feel and how you look in your clothes and what you think is the most important. And it is. So, but anyway, I just thought I was super excited that I busted 60 pounds and I went down in categories. So I was super happy about that. So I wanted, like I said, I wanted to talk about a few things. So I want to move along. Talking about food and drink, I haven't talked about that in a while, because one of the things that I have felt over the last few weeks as well, and I think it's because my metabolism's changing as well, and I'm working out. I really try to push it really hard, as you know, as we've talked about before. If you've watched my videos before, you know that I started on this journey for 2 reasons. One is because, of course, I was overweight. And the other is I was overweight and I had ruptured my Achilles and did a terrible number on it and was having a hard time recovering and building strength back up. I am doing better. It's been a year. July 30th is when I did it, and August the 4th was my surgery of last year. And so it's been a year. I'm still recovering as far as strength goes. It is flooding. I am still recovering strength-wise, but I'm so thankful to say that Medi has, losing this weight through this program, has really gotten me on track. I went to the doctor last Monday. I think I talked about it in my video last week. I have a little further to go, but I can see it. I can actually see it, the end. And so I'm just so happy. I'm so happy about all of that. But my metabolism changing, I feel like, because I'm finding myself hungry, more hungry than before. Before I could barely get my 500 calories in, even on workout days. And now, especially in the evenings, I'm finding myself needing something. And I'm as guilty as anybody of going in and just grabbing a handful of nuts or almonds or whatever, you know what I mean. And then, oh my gosh, I should probably start this over, but I'm not going to, because it's just too funny. Or I'll grab pork skins, because I love those too, and that's something that I've enjoyed snacking on lately. So anyway, but those things don't fit if you've had a fat if you've had avocado or any dressings or anything like that, especially late in the evenings. So one of the things that I wanted to reiterate to folks, and I've talked to my cousins and all of them who are on a healthy journey as well, is always just remember when you do feel snacky, the first thing I try to do is go in and drink a glass of water and then wait a few minutes. And but if there's just nothing doing but to put something in my pie hole, the best thing to do is to grab protein. To always, especially with your Medi program, if you're doing Medi, it's always better to go over in your protein calories than anything else. And I'm sure everybody already knows that, but excuse me, I just wanted to kind of reiterate that because I'm as guilty as anyone, especially like I said, late at night. I mean, who wants to go in at 9:30 at night and eat chicken breast or turkey or whatever? You want almonds and something salty and crunchy. And so, and I've also like those little Parmesan crisp or wisp or something like that, that's a good option too. But protein, it's really about grabbing extra protein, and if you're going to go over, do it that way. And so, like I said, I'm as guilty as anybody else, and but I have found myself hungrier, and so I have needed to figure it out as I've gone along here in these last few weeks. But anyway, like I said, protein. The other thing that is huge, and I've talked about this with several people asking about, trying to lose weight in general, drinking fluid, a lot of water. I am a huge water fan. I love water. I quit drinking sodas like years ago, really, and I love a Diet Dr. Pepper every once in a while, but I rarely can finish it. For some reason, it just makes me feel so bloated. I don't know if it's the carbonation, if it's, I don't know what it is, but I love Diet Dr. Pepper, but I just don't hardly ever drink them. But water is so, I could drink a gallon of water, no problem. And most of the time I do, but drinking as much fluid as possible. And on Medi, it can be any sugar-free drink. So as long as you are drinking. So, I just want to encourage everybody, drink, because that's super important for flushing everything out and just keeping everything moving good, along with your fiber pill and all that good stuff. You really need to keep those fluids, stay hydrated, because you can run into some trouble. Trust me. Don't ask me how I know. I know. You can run into some trouble. And so drink your fluids, take your fiber, and eat protein. And do those things, and and you'll be successful in curbing those snackiness. And so another thing on food that I wanted to talk about too was variety. A lot of people are like, oh, don't you get bored? Don't you get sick of that? One of the things I've really tried to do, and as I've talked about before, is I cater, and so I do a lot of Southern cooking. I mean, I know how to make you fat. I can do that. I mean, I could do that tomorrow. But as I've gone on this journey and getting healthy, and I've also been cooking macro meals for friends and helping them out with their meal preps, is learning how to season up food, because they eat a lot of the same thing over and over and over. And learning how to season it up different so that it tastes different, so that you feel like you're getting something different. And so lots of herbs, lots of spices, and just remember that most, like garlics and all the dried spices and seasonings, usually don't have anything in them carb-wise, calorie-wise, really to speak of, just trace amounts. But if you get blends, like I know that, is it Tony's, whatever that is, has blends of, I'm afraid my dog's going to start barking, they will have some sugars and things like that. And so you need to be super careful when you get those. And if you do get them, it's okay, but make sure that you use them in moderation, because you don't want to add too many sugars and carbs that you are not aware of to your food, trying to make it taste better. But they are a great option, and like I said, you just need to check the labels and make sure that you're paying attention to what the sugars and carbs, if there are any extra in those blends of seasonings. They're super good to try. I'm like a seasoning, like I'm a crazy person. I have a cabinet. It's insane if you've seen how many seasonings I have, but I love that. So anyway, go try a bunch of seasonings. The other thing is like vegetables. If you're getting bored with vegetables and you haven't ever tried to roast everything, like I roast broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, green beans, okra, you name it, I roast it. And sometimes instead of using olive oil, because a lot of times I want to be able to have a dressing or whatever on my salad, I will spray vegetables down with like cooking spray and kind of roll them around and spray them a little bit again. And so then I save myself the oils. So, and as far as like dressings and stuff, like I don't know if you have a Costco or Sam's, I think I got it at Sam's, and I think I've talked about this before, like that muffaletta sauce. It's like an olive blend in oil. Sometimes I'll use that as my dressing for my salad because it has your olives in it, it's got the oil in it, and it's super low in everything. So I just stir it in there, and I got the spicy one because I like spicy, and that way it's kind of killing two birds with one stone, and so that makes it good. So anyway, like I said, drinking a lot, as much as you can, and to curb those snacks, grab those proteins. And yeah, sometimes, like I said, do the almonds, do the pork skins, whatever. You don't ever want to deprive yourself if that's what you're truly wanting. But also remember, for myself, I have to remember that I can't let the bad habits of my past creep in and be destructive to my future and my future success in this program. And and we all know how that can, it takes I think they say 21 days to break a habit, but it just takes one day to start it right back up. So for me, it's just being honest with myself and not letting those bad habits creep back in and making bad choices. And so far, I've done extremely well with that. And I'll encourage everybody, I've said it a million times and I'm going to continue to say it, is you have to have a made-up mind. This is easy if you make your mind up. If you make your mind up that this is what you have and this is what you're doing, nothing can stop you. And don't let bad habits and don't let anybody sabotage or stop you from your successes, because you're so worth it and you deserve it. And it's taken me a long time to get to that point where I can just say, yeah, I'm doing this. And I don't regret for a second. I've always put my family first. What I regret is that I didn't take better care of myself when I should have, because I could have been better for them. And, I think, we live and learn. So now I'm having to undo all the damage that I did over the years. And so anyway, that's deep, but yeah. I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to touch on the food stuff because I've been having some struggles in the evenings, especially with snacky stuff. So drinking and going with your proteins is super important. But at the end of the day, if you need something sweet and salty or whatever it is, grab a little bite of it and be done with it and move along. And don't let anything destroy or stop your successes and your progress that you're making. And if you're on the fence about doing this program, trust me, you can do it. And if you, I always tell people, I don't know everything about it. I'm still learning as I go. But I've learned so much on this program about myself, about my body, and just what's super important and what's not. And if I can encourage you or help you in any way, please reach out. Subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment. Look me up on social media. If you do that, I've put it in my little notes before. I've had several people friend me on Facebook, and just put in your comment section like fellow Medier or something, so that I'll know, because I don't normally, if I don't know somebody, I usually don't accept a friend request. So if you do, please just put that on there and I will accept it, and we can keep in touch that way as well. But I would love to talk to anybody that is out there that needs help with anything, like I said, I'm far from perfect. I don't know it all, but I'll do whatever I possibly can to help anybody. I wanted to give you an update. I had told you about my cousin and her daughter kind of getting on a weight loss journey. And so they are both being extremely successful. And they have now inspired her friend and her daughter to start a healthy journey. And I'm just so, so proud of them and so happy. And we were talking today, and she was just saying how, it's crazy that me starting this like encouraged them to do something, and now they've encouraged somebody else. So it's kind of a domino effect. So I always say at the end of all these to be blessed and be a blessing. So make sure when you're going about your day, that you find a way to encourage somebody. And it doesn't necessarily mean in weight loss. It could just be in it. Tell someone how they have a beautiful smile, or you appreciate them, or something about them, and it might brighten their day, and it will brighten yours as well. I also had another friend join Medi. A friend did join Medi, and she's going to do great. Gigi's going to do great. She didn't really have that much to lose, but she's going to do good. I just know it. Well, I think that's all for today. I did want to remind everybody who was praying, a couple of prayer requests for those of you who do that for me and with me. Don't forget our friend Holly, who is a fellow Medi weight losser, and she is doing wonderful, but she has had some medical issues, and please pray for her. Please pray for some guidance with her doctors, and some and financial assistance, that the finances that she needs to come through. They're doing great, as I think, but the doctor's trying to put them off for 6 months. They found a lump, and they want her to come back in 6 months, and I think that's unacceptable. And so I want them to be extremely blessed financially, so that she can go get another opinion, and she can go get done what she needs done, so that she has peace about her situation. And the other thing was our little Balumba, Swaziland, Africa dolls. If you're praying for that vacation Bible school that our church folks are going on in another week or so, I think they leave on the 17th. Please continue to pray for them and all of those beautiful children that are going to be attending this vacation Bible school. So I guess that's all I have. Like I said, please subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment. I'd love to talk to you. Anybody that needs help or encouragement, or has an encouragement for me, I'll take it. But yeah, I will log back in next week, I hope on Thursday. And until then, remember to be blessed and to be a blessing. Bye.